Okay guys, I just wanted to quickly do a bit of an update video because there's one question at the moment in the lead up to me getting my Amiga 500 Batman pack, and that is, and where is the Batman? What have we done so far? We've gone through obviously why I wanted to re-buy a Batman pack a little bit, and the history of the day that I went to get my Batman pack in London back in 1989. Showed you the magazine that sort of not led to that, but was sort of instrumental in that, and the computer shopper show that we all went to. It's all part of my personal story, really, in how I got into the Amiga. And I'm still really excited about picking my Amiga up at the end of the year. That's sort of why I'm doing this sort of countdown. And since then, what I've also looked at is just gone through the 10 Star Games pack, because I got that at the same time as getting the Batman pack, all at the computer shopper show in London in 1989. And I've gone through the Star Wars trilogy because, again, we added that to the bundle as well. So we've got a really good bundle on that day. So the next logical thing, of course, is to do the games that I haven't covered yet, that I've sort of left till last. And that would, of course, be Batman. Well, you'd leave that one to last, surely, because that's the pinnacle, really. So you'd do FA-18 Interceptor. No, in fact, that's one of my favourites as well. So I'd actually start it with New Zealand Story, my worst, not the worst game in those three, but certainly my least favourite, although it kind of grows on you annoyingly and gets stuck in your head. So New Zealand Story, FA-18 Interceptor, and do crazy things with that based on, same sort of thing I did back in the day when I had that game on the Amiga. And then, of course, Batman and jumping into that. But I'm not going to. And I've thought long and hard about this. The reason I'm not going to, and I hope it's okay with you guys, is I don't want to do any more stuff on emulation. I don't mind. I've got nothing against emulation. I want to cover those games that came in the pack after I've got them in the hand. Does that make sense? I want to... where are we now? We're July, so I'm filming this today. I'm going to upload this today. I'm not going to do any pre-recorded stuff anymore between now and then. That was a nice swift way to get a lot of stuff done and just get it up there. Some of it was, looking back, it was fairly mundane, to be honest. The audio was a bit questionable. So what I'm doing is I'm going to leave those three games until after I've gone to England, and picked up my replacement Batman pack, and of course I will video bits of that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, because obviously I don't want to... It's not about YouTube, funnily enough. It's actually about life and my personal life, and it's a very personal thing, unboxing it. So maybe I'll get the wife to film it on the phone while I just open the thing up and do it just naturally like that. I'm not sure. And then I'll do a sort of a more, not fake, but a sort of a unboxing video after the fact, or I don't know. We'll see. It's a very personal thing for me, and that sort of made me think about, well, what am I even doing this for? There's an Amiga community out there, and some people find it interesting, and like I said at the beginning, it's not about gaining any way of a second income or anything like that from YouTube. For me, I don't even see that as realistic, to be honest. I've got a great day job. I'm certainly not rich, but I'm also not wanting, if that makes sense. I have some awesome things in my life, so I honestly, the reason I'm telling you that, not to brag, but to basically say I'm honestly not in this for likes and subscribes, and not going to be asking you for money on Patreon and whatever. No disrespect to those that do that. I think that's an awesome way to earn a living, if you can, because let's face it, not everybody can. It's a really hard thing to get into, and there's some great videos, and I've named them before. And funnily enough, this morning I was watching, I'd already thought about doing this video, so this is already planned. This isn't a copy video, and it'd be stupid to do so, but I'm going to link in to... That's my cat trying to get in. I thought it was one of the kids. That's the other thing about doing YouTube, it's actually quite embarrassing. You kind of get self-conscious. If I'm by myself, it's fine, but if there's family around, you kind of go, oh, just go away, because I just want to... I'm doing this cringy thing to some people I don't know. But anyway, where was I? So I don't need to earn money from this. So LGR uploaded his 10th anniversary video, which is an awesome thing. So I'll link to that in the description. And like I said, I'd already planned on doing exactly what I'm doing now, so this isn't to copy him, but just the timing was a bit odd because he released that video, and it's a great video, and I really encourage you to watch it, which is why I'm going to give a link down the bottom. And he talks about, and he even films it on one of the cameras that he started his channel on, and you see how dodgy the quality was, and I can hear him vacuuming in the background, so ignore that if you can hear it as well. And so yeah, it's interesting to see the fact that he also got into it with no sort of pretense of I'm going to make money from this, and you know, in all honesty, that's why I'm in it as well. It's just a sort of a log of a personal journey. But even though it is all about, you know, getting my replacement Amiga, it has also made me, let me start that sentence again, ever since I got on this nostalgia rush, I guess, which for those of you that have experienced it will know how powerful and how really emotional it is. It is a midlife thing, I believe, and I've even done some reading up on that as to why at midlife you do start looking back to the past. It's because, oddly enough, there's less in front of you, so it's a natural survival thing to take comfort in the things that are behind you, because there's more of that than there is. It's a scary thought, isn't it? Anyway, let's not go too deep on that. But the Amiga is just sort of the catalyst. It's certainly the thing from my past that I go, yeah, do you know what? If I had that again, that would be awesome. But it's also made me think about, well, what followed on from that? And I did do some interesting stuff with the Amiga, but I also did some interesting stuff once I got into PC gaming and stuff like that as well. So what I want to do between, and I'm not going to release them every week, when I do release a video, I'm going to try and just record it and then upload it rather than do them in batch with what I'm going to do now. It won't be every week. Might be once a month, I'm not sure. We'll see how we go just between now and December to get to the Amiga. But I'm just to fill in some time, I'm not going to touch any more Amiga stuff at the moment. In October there is something else Amiga based that I have planned that will make sense when I do it, obviously, as part of this journey. But I want to delve into some of the stuff that I got when I got into PC gaming that again is personal to me. I don't want to be copycatting anybody else, and everybody's got their own flavour and all of that. But so just to give you an idea, some of the stuff that I did on my PC, I got into mapping. So Duke Nukem, absolutely loved Duke Nukem. I made one of my own maps I made a couple, but most of them were just test maps until I made this one map that I was happy with and that I play with. So I want to tell you the story of that and show you the map. And then as an aside to that, I think it would be fun to delve into the map builder and see if I can remember. So I think that would be a fun video to do. Can I even remember how to use the Duke Nukem map builder after all these years? Another one, and this may actually be my next video, I've been playing about with an online Acorn Electron emulator, because I had an Acorn Electron as well. So I had my Acorn Electron. Actually, we had a Philips G7000, also known as the Magnafox Odyssey. So we had a Philips G7000, then we had the Acorn Electron, and then we had the Spectrum Plus 3, and then the Amiga, and then into PCs and consoles, and it goes from there. So I was playing about with this Electron emulator and playing about in BBC Basic, and it's amazing how it all just came flooding back. Now, I was never a great programmer, so it was literally just tinkering about with the first things you'd have a mess about with when you start playing with Basic. So I thought that would be a fun thing to revisit as well. So it's a bit of Basic, a bit of Duke Nukem build, and a tour of one of the maps that I built as well before that. And then when I got into Unreal Tournament, I was still fascinated with mapping, but never really got into it until Unreal Tournament 2004. Purposely bought, in fact, I still have it. I've got rid of many things, but I'm so glad that I still kept this, even though you can buy it online. Unreal Tournament 2004, and so this is not rebuilt. This is still my original copy. There you go. And the reason I purposely bought this edition was because you got two discs. You got the game disc, and then you got this additional disc, which is that has tutorial videos on how to do stuff in Unreal Editor, and also in the scripting and stuff like that. I never really got into the scripting side, but I did do a map that I was proud of. It's not a great map, in fact it's quite a small map, but it's a map that I built for a rather specific purpose, and in fact even that was a nostalgia trip in itself. So I'll do an episode on that, and the garbled message I just said will make sense when I do that episode. Trust me, hopefully. So I'll give you a tour of that map, and then again it will be fun to let's do an episode on let's jump into Unreal Ed and see if I can make sense of it after all these years. Before I jumped into Unreal, save all that for when I do that episode, all that background stuff. So that's what I want to do between now and actually jumping back to the Amiga and picking up the Amiga and unboxing it for you guys. Now, like I said, I'm not in this to make money or anything like that, unless life changes, and you'll know when my life changes, because that's when I'll start upping the quality of the videos, upping the content, and doing things like, hey, subscribe to my Patreon and stuff like that. But at the moment, seriously, I don't need any of that. That's not what I'm after. But to be honest, it is, and I'm being very honest here, I'm doing this in a format purposely. I can do video editing and stuff. I've done stuff on cars and all of that kind of stuff. One of my other hobbies. Again, not to boast, but can't show it to you today. I have a much bigger one of these hiding away in the garage. So that's my other passion. So it's what was I going to say? But of course, it's nice to know that somebody is actually watching. So if you do find something interesting, and because each video is about a specific game or a different, part of my gaming history, and that's what I want to do to try and not copycat anyone else, is only make it about stuff that I did. I don't want to buy stuff to feature in a video. I only want to do a video because I previously bought something. Does that make sense? Rather than, I don't want to get on the retro. I mean, retro is so cool and nostalgia is cool, and it's the emotion behind it is awesome. But I don't want to be on the bandwagon. I just want to do stuff because I've gone, that's right. Had an Atari Jaguar, and you know what? It was crap, but AVP was really cool, and so I want to give you my thoughts on what what was going through my mind back in that day when I played AVP, because I had that. And I think to rein that in, and this is also another way of reining in not just the videos that I make, but the money I spend as I recollect, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to collect. I don't want to get on a retro collecting bandwagon. I literally just want to recollect stuff that I had, and that won't be in its entirety. So the Amiga, my plan for my Amiga collection, so keeping it on topic with the Amiga, is obviously I bought the Batman pack, and then during the time that I had the Amiga, I grew a collection of games. I don't see myself recollecting all of those games, because let's face it, some of them were crap. So what's the point? But what I would love to do is collect those that I loved, that I know I played a lot, or maybe ones that I played particularly a lot with friends in terms of multiplayer gaming. So that's what I want to do. So I think to rein it in, and I may still use emulation to do some of the recordings in the future after this I'm talking after December now for the rest of the Amiga stuff. I want to limit it to, I won't feature a game until I've got it in the hand. Does that make sense? So if I've recollected a game, rather than just keep churning videos out for the sake of churning videos out, so say I get F1 Grand Prix by Microprose, then okay, hey guys, I've just got this Microprose F1 Grand Prix, loved this back in the day, blah blah blah, this is how crap I was at it, this is the sort of thing I did, and then load it up either via emulation or the real hardware, depending on how I feel. And that would be my plan. And same with the PC side. I'm not going to go, hey, you remember this DOS game from 1993? Because I don't, but let's do it anyway. Don't want to do that. And again, that stuff is great. And I love watching videos on that stuff, even if it's a game that I haven't had or played, because it's a fascinating part of the past. But the ones that really interest me are the ones that I obviously owned and played myself. So again, same on the PC side. Anything I do, that will be my niches. This is stuff that I had, and it's not about the game. It's about what replaying it reminds me of, I guess, is where I'm getting at. So yeah, not doing it for likes, not doing it for money, but actually likes are nice. So yes, to go back to what I was saying there, I think I've gone away from my point. If you do like a particular video, then share it with people, however you do that or whatever, because even though I'm doing this in a format that is very easy to do and really doesn't take any time, you do, if you've ever done a video on YouTube, you look at it and go, oh, that was fun, 3 people have watched it, and And I don't care. I really don't care. But at the end of the day, I guess what I'm saying is it would be nice to see more subs, more likes, but I don't need them. I don't want them. What I really do like, what I love, in fact, is I love the conversation in the comments. So even if I don't get any more subs, even if I don't get more viewings than I'm currently getting now, which is really, really low, which I really don't care. But the conversation shows me that somebody's watched it, somebody's not just clicked on it, but is genuinely interested. And I just love that backwards and forwards. And in fact, there's somebody, in fact, I can't remember his name. I thought I was going to have to bring up his name, but I can remember. I've just brought up my thing, but I'm not even going to bring up my video up because I can't remember his guy's name. There's a guy called Foolish Tongue who I can only gather he's watched pretty much every video I've put out, and he's commented on every single video, and I really appreciate that, mate. And sometimes we're not even really talking about the video itself. It's just a conversation in the comment section, and I love that. And another guy is off the Amiga forums called, I think it's Nathan, and he watched my first video whilst drunk, and we had a bit of a hilarious conversation about that. And so yeah, seriously, for me, having a chat with somebody, you know, a real to and fro in the comment section, rather than, you know, some likes or some dislikes or extra subs or whatever, that's what it's about. It just shows me that I'm not just doing this to avoid, but there's some real people that are, you know, watching. So that's good. Otherwise, what is the point, other than, you know, for my own personal log, which is what it is genuinely about. But I'm being honest here. It is nice to know that somebody else is also enjoying it or watching it, or even if you watch it and you don't enjoy it, I don't care. It means great, somebody clicked on it, somebody watched it, and there was a point putting it out. This has probably gone on for long enough. How long have we been going for? 17 minutes. That's far too long. It's almost as long as the first one. So I'm going to stop right there. So the next video will be some PC stuff. In fact, no, it will probably be some Acorn Electron stuff. So we'll go with that. The Spectrum is something I definitely want to recollect. So I won't do any Spectrum stuff until I've got a Spectrum Plus 3 again. The Acorn, to be honest, if I get one, it'll be maybe one that doesn't work, just so I can put it on the shelf, because I had one. It's not something I have to have, and I'll unpack more of that as we go through. There's consoles that I really don't have to re-own, even though I had them. There's those special ones, those special points in time that actually mean something, and that's what I want to make this about. Okay, all right, cheers guys, thanks for watching. Thanks Foolish Tongue, thanks Nathan, thanks Dan Wood, he commented on one of my videos, so there we go. And thanks LGR for your latest video, because seriously, you're an inspiration to all of us, because you are so genuine. Dan Wood as well, but LGR, you're just so genuine, so down to earth, and so relatable, and so don't change that, because you're awesome. Cheers. Can't find the stop button. Actually, I can't find my mouse pointer. There we go.